winners? Let the pros show you how to make money. General Manager Al DeMarco, a regular contributor on Fox Sports, MSNBC, and Comcast Sports TV, brings over 25 years of handicapping experience to the table. CEO Steve Budin, the author of Bets, Drugs, and Rock and Roll, is the man responsible for creating the online betting industry. Together, they lead PickNation.com, your number one source for winners.
Week 13 of the NFL season, the Packers look to continue their run to perfection. The Giants look to snap a 3-game losing streak. And the Colts getting 22 against Indianapolis. It ain't happening, guys. But today, what we're here to talk about is insurance. And no, we will not have a little green lizard joining us on stage. However, Steve Budin, Al DeMarco here, countdown to kickoff. Let's talk about something that matters when it comes to gambling. Buying the half point, either up or down, whether you're on a favorite or an underdog. And Steve, it paid off in spades last week. In my case, not necessarily. In your case, your Baltimore crew had a monster 50-dime play on the Houston Texans at Jacksonville. Of course, first play from scrimmage, down Houston 7-0 in that game. You lose the quarterback, laying 6.5, although there were some 7s out there. I know you suggested to your clients to go ahead, buy down the half point. So, a 7-point game, you had no worries at the end. 6.5-point margin.
Well, let's face it, right now it's crunch time for the players in the games and for gamblers too. I mean, it's coming to the hardest part of the season, and that's because the lines are so very sharp now. So where you're buying a half a point week 1, week 2, really not a big advantage. At this point, if you have the bankroll to do it, such a big advantage because those lines are so sharp that chances are that half a point is going to come into play. Case in point, we saw it with the Baltimore crew in Houston. While everyone's sweating the end, not me. I'm already getting ready to cash my ticket.
Now, I say where it didn't play into my game, I had a best bet last Sunday on the Atlanta Falcons. I thought the Falcons would roll, absolutely roll. And it looked that way at halftime. They were up 17-0 against Minnesota. Then for the second straight Sunday, a total collapse. Now, I'm a firm believer in buying a half point either up or down when the number crosses 3, 4, 7, sometimes 10. Well, sometimes came into play last Sunday. I told my guys, do not buy the half point. I thought the Falcons would roll by at least 7.
For you. You know, for me, I'm glad that I've got crews to rely on. You've got your own opinion, and you got to fight with that week in and week out. Me, it's very easy. I get the information, and I put it out. Would never want to be in your shoes and have to make those game time decisions.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think a lot of times in this business, guys don't realize it. You use the power of money to hedge the odds in your favor. So if you can move that line a half point on key numbers, why not do it? Sure, when you're buying up or down off of 3, you're paying an extra 20 cents a dollar. But any other number, and mainly again, 3, 4, 7, and sometimes 10, you're only investing another 10 cents, and it only comes into play if it happens to be used and it's a loss. Bottom line is, I think buying that half point has won me more money, but more importantly, saved me more money than anything else in 25 years. And as a former bookmaker, the guy who literally gave birth to what we now know as the offshore sportsbook betting industry, I mean, you must have seen it, the other side of the fence, taking that action over the years.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if the house offers you something, it's good for the house. When you're playing blackjack and they ask you for insurance, don't take it, because if they're offering it to you, it's not good. A little different here because we're talking about opinion-related stuff and not set determined odds. You know, the odds makers are doing their best job to come up with a line, but that line is not the perfect line. It's a line based on public perception. So a lot of times your perception might be better than the public's, and in that case, you're taking a big advantage with an extra half a point.
Well, guys, this is the Countdown to Kickoff show, the only nationally televised show where we break down every single NFL game here on Sunday from a point spread perspective. The first game on the board today, we're actually going to hold in queue, Buffalo and Tennessee, because joining us in about 4 minutes is going to be handicapper Trace Adams, as he does live via video conference. He wants to talk about that game. He went 3-0 with his free picks he gave you on the show last week. So instead, we're going to jump to Chicago and Kansas City. Chicago last week had its 5 games straight up, an ATS winning streak snapped with the loss at Oakland. Haney did not play well at quarterback, couple of costly interceptions, really struggled for consistency. The irony here is that Kansas City is going to give Kyle Orton a lot of playing time. That's the guy the Bears wanted to get to replace the injured Jay Cutler, bringing him back to Chicago. But waiver wire, Kansas City took him out of Chicago's laps. Here's the irony today at Soldier Field.
And we saw it with Carson Palmer. It's going to take some time for Orton to get in the flow. What I like about both of these teams are the way their defenses are playing. Chicago, obviously, a defensive-focused team. And the same thing with KC. We saw their defense single-handedly keep them in that game against Pittsburgh last week. Call me crazy, but I'm going to go for the under here. I think this is 6-3, top of the 8th. I'm going under the total.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kansas City has played 6 straight games under the total, and they've only scored a total of 25 points in their last 4 games. So I certainly think there's enough proof there and enough statistics to substantiate your claim. This is a game, though, I just think that you have to stay away from. I mean, the one thing I will say about the Bears, they're going to be able to run the ball in Kansas City. They've still got that defense. They are 4-1 against the spread their last 5 games against sub-500 teams, and the average margin of victory, 13 points. Their average score in terms of offense, 31 points. So I can see the under, but I think this is just one of those absolute stay-away games, unless perhaps you like Chicago and a teaser where you're getting the Bears -1.5 at home. Next game, Miami, certainly a team that's played much, much better here over the past 6 weeks. They've covered 5 straight games, should have won on Thanksgiving Day against Dallas on the road. Now they had the benefit of the extra couple days of preparation, but they're taking on a Raiders team that is 5-0 ATS on the road this year, has won 3 straight now with Carson Palmer getting into the groove and Michael Bush generating the ground game support that they need. This is a very interesting game because not only has Palmer played well, but Matt Moore, during this 5-game spell for the Dolphins, 225 yards per game, 67% completions, 7 touchdowns, just 1 interception. That's the reason the Dolphins are playing so well right now.
Well, the old saying is less and more, but that less is more. But in Miami, it's actually more is more. I think Henny's the forgotten guy there. He may never get back to the starting position. Miami's playing very good ball. Obviously, they're a lot better than their record shows, especially lately. But I think this is a Raider team that gets very physical. And when you have a physical team against Miami, that's where they're going to have problems because they're going to be after more. They're going to be coming for blood. I like the way the Raiders are playing on defense. I think they're a better team. I think you're getting the benefit of the line here because Miami's played so well lately. I actually like the Raiders plus the points.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think the Raiders win this game outright. I'd even consider them on a money line play here. 3rd road game in 4 weeks, and they have the Packers next week. So this is really a must-win situation, but they've delivered repeatedly on the road. A couple weeks ago, back-to-back games. Went on a Thursday night, won at San Diego, then won handily at Minnesota.
I think they've covered the spread every single road game they've been on this year.
Yeah, exactly, 5-0. And the other thing with the way you beat the Raiders is to run on them. And I don't think with Thomas struggling, the rookie Daniel Thomas for the Dolphins, and with Reggie Bush unable to run through the tackles, I don't think the Dolphins will be able to run on them. So I like the Raiders to win this game outright. Guys, this is the Countdown to Kickoff program. We are going to take a short break, and then joining us in just a minute live from Atlanta will be handicapper Trace Adams, who has 3 more free picks after a 3-0 sweep last week, and we'll be back with you in just a moment. You want to get my best bet today for free? Steve's latest play from the Baltimore Crew is #1 NFL service. That is 30-14 over the past 4 years combined. Guys, you can. Plus all the handicappers at picknation.com. All their plays, all their analysis today for free simply by trying out the 1-day free all-access pass. And when we say free, we mean it. No strings attached.
Al, I've been in this business 25 years, both sides of the fence. I've never seen a company do this. I've never seen a company so confident in their system and in their handicappers that they were willing to give everything away for free so that the entire public can see exactly what's going on before they make a decision whether to participate or not. This is really revolutionary.
I mean, listen, we're 100% online business, guys. There's no 800 numbers. There's no salesman. We don't want your phone number. We don't care about any of that stuff. You come to picknation.com. You click on the free 1-day all-access pass, and you get all of our plays, all the handicappers for free, no strings attached. I can't emphasize that enough. Now, here's the deal, though. You are getting 9-10 handicappers plays for free. If you had bought them all separately today, guys, you would be spending $500-600 at least. You're getting it all for free. Why? I think it also goes to show that I feel that we have put together the strongest staff of professional handicappers in the business, guys that win consistently, guys that make you money over the long haul, guys like Anthony Red, Craig Davis, myself, your Baltimore Crew. And this is the best way of doing it because people say, well, put your money where your mouth is. We don't want your money. We're just going to give it to you for free, and the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, we're going to let you build your bankroll on us so that you can go ahead, build that bankroll, and get ready to turn it into big profits over the season.
So, guys, you're here at picknation.com. You go there, you click on the free 1-day all-access pass. You enter your information, you get your user code, and off you go. It's free, 1-day free all-access pass right now at picknation.com.